Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole Watt and this is Pixel Maven's Retreat. If you are new to my channel, please do click on subscribe. I really appreciate it. I am a part of a video collabs hop today, and this is the great card that I'm going to be sharing. Some of the stops on the hop have giveaways, and this is a giveaway stop. So let me show you what you could win. This is a stamp set from scrapbook.com called Elegant Christmas, and I will be giving this away to one lucky winner, both stateside or international. So just leave a comment below about your favorite holiday tradition. It doesn't matter what holiday it is. If you don't celebrate Christmas, what else do you do around the holidays? If you don't have a religious holiday that you celebrate, is there something else that you like to do during the wintertime, Christmas time period that is kind of a tradition for you? So just leave a comment and you can be entered to win this stamp set, and the details of the giveaway are down in my description. Okay, so this card is super fun and easy. And I like that it's dramatic. It's a really classy, elegant holiday card. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do to get it out of the way is that little sentiment strip, and I'm using the Heartfelt Christmas stamp set from scrapbook.com, and just this little happy holiday sentiment here. And I have it teed up already in my stamp positioner. So I'm just going to pop it in place here. And of course use some anti-static powder. And I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne, and the reason I'm doing that is because I only want to use one ink for this whole project, and I'm going to be using it later. So I'm just going to use that. You can see it just fine when you stamp it. And pigment inks are a great way to use your embossing powder, or a great thing to use your embossing powder with, because they do stay sticky. And then you don't have to pull out different inks just to do embossing. So VersaFine Clair works great for this purpose. Alright, and you can see how beautifully all of that sticks right to it. No problemo. So real quick here, I'm just going to go ahead and heat that up, and then we'll be able to move on to the next step. Alright, so for the next step I'm using the Catherine Pooler Vintage Baubles. Now this is a red rubber set, so if you're using a Tim Holtz platform, don't forget to flip it over so that way you're using the rubber side. That way you'll get good clearance on your stamping. And I just have a piece of Strathmore watercolor paper, and I'm just going to get that right in place. And I love using these Sizzix sticky sheets in my platform, so that way I don't even have to worry about stamping and the magnets getting in the way. It's going to stamp on here perfectly. So just go ahead and ink this up again with my VersaFine Clair after I get some anti-static powder on here. And I'm going to ink this up really good. And this may take 2 pressings, but that's okay. That's what the stamp positioner is for, right? So I get that inked up really good. Because I want to make sure that I have really good coverage, so that way the black embossing powder sticks really well to this, and then the watercolor part of the project will go super smooth. Okay, so let's see what we've got. It's actually a pretty good impression, but I'm going to do this one more time because watercolor paper really likes to soak in the ink, and I want to make sure that, like I said, I have good coverage. So I'll stamp that one more time. Alright, that looks really good. Okay, now I can just go ahead and add some black embossing powder. And this just takes a little bit of patience to make sure that you get it completely coated. That's why I like to use these Sistema containers, because I can really kind of pour this all over and it all goes right back in the container. Let's see how nice that works out. And then I'm sure that I have full coverage and no waste of my embossing powder. Alright, so that is now ready for some heat. Alright, so now that that is all set up, I'm going to go ahead and do some coloring just around the outsides of the baubles. The baubles themselves are going to remain white. So I'm using this all-purpose ink by Sukaneko, and this is Vegas Gold. I have had this forever. It doesn't go bad. It hasn't dried out. It's a really great medium. And I use it for a lot of different things. I'm just going to put a little bit on my glass surface here. Ooh. That was probably too much, but that's all right. And then I just have my watercolor brush here and some water. And I just add in a little bit of water where I want the gold to go. And then I'm going to water down the gold here and put it in place. So I'll use this smaller drop to begin with. So really watered down, otherwise it'll be kind of too much than what I'm looking for. So that's pretty good. And then in that spot where I already have the water in place, just go ahead and go over it so that it'll move a little bit and it'll kind of seek the embossing areas, like the edges here, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So it's not going to be a perfect layer. It's going to just lay down in a really cool metallic way. So I'll throw on some music and you can watch me paint up the rest of this. So that panel is finished. I went ahead and dried it, and you can hopefully see some of the shimmer in there, and it really is just completely stunning in person. So I hope you give this technique a try. It's simple for us to go ahead and assemble this. Nothing to it, just a little bit of adhesive, and this is going right on the card base. So I just match up my corners. And of course, liquid adhesive helps us to do that so it can move around just a little bit. There we go. And then I pop on the sentiment strip. And this card is done. I really love this design. It is just so classy, and people that receive these cards are just going to absolutely love them. It's another one of those perfect designs that you can go ahead and stamp and emboss and just spend the evening doing all sorts of watercoloring in front of the TV. It doesn't really take much concentration to get this done. So I hope you really enjoyed this technique and that you give this style a try sometime soon. Of course, if you do, don't forget to use my hashtag PMRetreat on social media, and I would love to share your projects with my audience. Don't forget about the giveaway, and don't forget to hop along to the next video in the hop. I hope you enjoy all the creativity from the Video Collabs group. We really enjoy bringing you all sorts of creative ideas, especially for the holidays. Thanks for stopping by, and until next time, happy crafting.